Welcome back. Now this week on the show we're going to talk a little bit about urban play and indoor play because it varies a little bit from outdoor play. Yeah, I know it was kind of unfair of me last week to just, get y'all worked up and then do this, but this is going to be a little bit longer show, so I felt it was a little bit better to download 2 smaller shows than, one huge one. Except for I know a bunch of people are going to complain about it because everybody complains and everybody wants a little bit more. One thing I do want to mention, this is not the end-all be-all. I am not going to tell you that I'm the perfect person to be playing these things. I mean, look, doorways, really small, really tall meat, doesn't work out. But this is going to be a good primer so that when you get to an indoor paintball field, you'll actually be able to have, something to work with. If it doesn't work for you, that's great. Tweak it a little bit, make it work for you. Now last week I mentioned the importance of walking the field before the game begins, and this is why it's so important. Because a lot of the urban fields, a lot of the indoor fields have these little cubby holes right in here that you can run straight past, and you'd never see somebody in there until it's too late. So if you know that there's a little spot here where somebody can hide, that's one point in your favor, because now instead of just running blindly past it, you'll take a moment at least to look in. When you're moving up in urban terrain, it's important to make sure that you're ready to shoot at a moment's notice. So what that means is that the barrel of the gun is where your eyes are looking, and your finger is on the trigger, ready to pull the trigger. Mostly because, well, outdoor is important too, but when you're playing indoor, a lot of times you won't see somebody until you're almost on top of them. A lot of urban play takes place at point-blank range, so you have to be ready to at least defend yourself, if not take somebody out. So always be ready to shoot the moment you see somebody. Hey Tiger, what do you have against Mountain Dew bottles? I don't know. This is there, I guess. Speaking of moving through urban terrain, when you're moving through urban terrain, it's not a bad idea to hug walls if you can. Instead of standing out in the open, get close to a building. This does a couple things, but the most important thing is that it gives you some cover, because if my back is to the wall, nobody's going to shoot me from back here. They're going to shoot me from other angles, sure, but this is protected. I don't have to worry about that side. Ow! Man, that hurts. Ooh. Something else I want to tell you, and take this as the sage advice that I offer it to you, as somebody who's been there, done that, and has the broken parts to prove it. Look before you leap. Before you jump out of cover, before you make the commitment to go bunker somebody or something, take a quick look at the terrain. Take a quick look at where you're going to go and see if it's safe to do. Yeah, sure, it's a lot of fun to go run up and shoot somebody, but it's not so much fun when you slip on a slick piece of concrete. And believe me, I've been there and I've done that. Okay, I said it. I feel better. I'm zenning. Now, of course, if you're going to talk about urban play, you can't talk about urban play without talking about buildings. And if you're going to have to clear buildings, it's kind of like cleaning the septic tank out of a 747. There's no good way to do it, and any way you do it, you're probably still going to get covered in stuff. Yeah. Now understand, when you're coming into a building to clear it, you're going to get shot. It's going to happen. You're going to get pelted. It's not going to be pleasant. It's not a question of if you get hit, it's a matter of how often and by how many people. But once you've reserved that to fact, once you know it's going to happen, then you can just relax and just do it. And if you don't get shot, rock on. So, you're going to enter the building. The best way to do it if you're doing it alone is to sweep from what you can see to what you can't see. In this case, the doorway is right here. If I'm coming through the doorway in this direction, I can see that corner. So what I want to do is, as I enter the building, I'm going to sweep from this corner to the inside. Here's where you have to make that whole decision process. When I'm sweeping from what I can see to what I can't see, I'm choosing one direction. For all I know, there could be somebody in the other direction, but I don't know that. But I'm making a decision, I'm sticking with my decision, right or wrong. Now, if you have some knowledge about the building, like you know that there's no way anybody can hide in that corner, then go with the sure thing. It's especially important if you have to clear multiple doorways or multiple rooms. Just remember, you want to go from what you can see to what you can't see. What you can see to what you can't see. What you can see to what you can't see. The important thing is you want to do it all smoothly. Smoothly. Yeah, it never really works that way, but let me have my dreams. It's wrapping up all the lessons all at once, because you've got the finger on the trigger, you've got the gun pointed where your eyes are pointed, and you're ready to shoot, if you don't know what to expect, we're already getting cornered. Hey man, don't look at me. Somebody told me I needed the drink help here. Another concept I want to get across to you folks is the concept of light and shadow. Right now I'm using the infrared vision that this camera has. I'm standing in complete and total darkness. Now, why is this handy? Well, because if the other team can't see you, they're not going to be able to shoot you. Well, they can try, but they're just going to be throwing paint out in the middle of nowhere. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're not like skylining yourself. You're not putting an outline behind light, and you're in total darkness. Right now where I'm standing, this is like ultimate in soft cover. We covered this a couple of seasons ago. If I'm standing in darkness, they can't see me. In all reality, they might be able to walk right past me and they never see me coming. Another thing you want to look for is using light. If you are in a place where there's places that throw shadows, you want to keep an eye on the walls, on the floor, and you want to look for the outline of somebody coming in around you. Because if you can do that, then you can get an idea of when they're coming at you. It is so uber creepy down here. Let me turn off the vision. You gotta see this. There. Now it's off. You can't see me at all. How cool is that? Now, there's no perfect way to play indoor paintball. Every place that you go is going to be a little bit different, and not every single one of them is going to be urban terrain. But if you can find a good scenario field around you, enjoy yourself. But we're going to flags. I'll catch you guys later. Tiger, what are you trying to get Mountain Dew bottles? I don't know. They're just there, I guess. And you're going to have to shoot. And hopefully hit, unlike what I did. I missed. And hopefully you hit the guy. I'm like, first thing worked so well.